meet people on the road where could be beneficial for you. You can open doors for you. There's lots of opportunities out there. So networking is very important. Hello and welcome back to Live Your Best Life at 50. I'm your host, Natalie. And in this series, we're talking about solo travel as a mature woman. And in the second episode, today, we're talking about how to finance your trip. So before we actually officially start the episode, let's do some housekeeping, shall we? You definitely have to make sure to listen to the first episode in this series. So you're gonna see that on the podcast pretty easily, and just go in the video, make sure you hit the podcast playlist where you can see the first episode. So you can also listen to this on all the different kinds of podcast providers and of course on YouTube. At some point, I'm probably going to put them also on my website when I start getting more official with this project, especially when I'm going to go on the road, when I'm going to have more time. If you would like to know a little more about my story, please make sure to hit the playlist on this channel if you're on YouTube, or go down to the show notes and click on the playlist on my YouTube channel, so you can kind of, see where I'm coming from and where I'm heading to. Okay, let's get on with the show, shall we? Okay, so how do you finance long-term or permanent travel? Most people are not rich. So how, if you ever thought about having a more freeing, fulfilling life, one way to do that is with traveling and working as a digital nomad. Probably have heard that word before. It is not just for young people. No, a lot of people in midlife or even in retirement doing that and enjoying it. The flexibility you have in this lifestyle. So there's a few ways of doing this. So one way would be you volunteer, but which means you get your accommodation for free and sometimes food for free. And in some cases, you even get a little salary depending on what you do. And there's lots of different organizations, one of which is Workaway, but there's other ones as well. And I will, at the end of this episode, do more research and put all the different links below so you can go check out for yourself what I'm talking about. But basically it is you exchange work, which is not usually 8 hours a day unless you get paid for it while you're doing this. Sometimes you can do that. Short term, a month or two you work and get paid. But mostly it's fairly easy tasks. Sometimes it's an environmental project. Sometimes it's babysitting. Sometimes it's you take care of pets. Sometimes it's you help with somebody's business. There's so many different possibilities. And one website I am active on is called workaway.com, I think. Again, I put all the links below. And there's opportunities for this all over the world. Then the other possibility is house sitting. Again, some people actually charge money for doing this tasks, but most of the time you You sign up for a service. Again, one is called Trusted House Sitters, I think, International or something like that. Again, I'll put it down in the show notes so you know the exact name. And there you take care of somebody's home, apartment, while they're gone on vacation, while they're traveling, and you go and take care of their house and their pets. Mostly there's pets involved. Sometimes there isn't, but most of the time it is. Could be a goldfish, or could be a lizard, or llama, or donkey. Mostly it's cats and dogs, but you get all kinds of different people's pets, I guess, you have to take care of. And that's up to you. What do you want to do? Which one you choose. There's sometimes a lot of competition because it's a very popular way nowadays to go and to travel. And there's again a few different websites you can sign up for. And why would you let a stranger come into your house? Well, most of these websites have there's an insurance and a security factor to do it with. You can't just contact somebody and say, I'm going to come over and, watch your house for a week or two or a month or whatever. So there is a security aspect to that when you sign up. There's also, I think you pay insurance as well. But the reason is because nowadays there's a big, if there's burglars out there or people that want to break into your house, they stake out places and they know when you're gone or not. But if somebody's home, that adds to the security, and that's less likely that somebody would break into your house or steal something while you're gone. And then there is the third way. It's called house exchange. So where you basically go on vacation to somebody else's house and they're going to come to your house and take care of your house when you're gone. I used to be signed up for one of these services a long time ago, but it never really worked out because my husband refused to be part of this, which I'm not sure why. The problem with that is a lot of these houses are very high-end, expensive houses or buildings and estates, and I don't have one of them, so I'm not sure. It kind of has to be probably compatible with the other party. But yeah, but that was years ago, and I'm sure there's more out there now, and I'm going to do some research and check that out. In my case, I can't do that because my family is still living in this house while I'm gone, so I can't. That's not an option. And the fourth option is you can rent out your house for the time you're gone. You can rent it up for a whole year. You can rent it up for 6 months. You can either Airbnb your house or you can do a long-term rental, obviously. It all depends what the rules and the regulations are in your house, in your state or country or province or whatever you live. But again, there's that possibility, which will help pay some of your bills you have when you own a property. But of course, somebody's going to somewhat take care of your house and you make some money from that, which helps with your travel. And then the other option is, the fifth option, I guess, is you sell your house, sell your property, and have money in the bank. Obviously, you should invest some of that money, depending how much money you get, of course, but you always should invest and save money. But that will help you at the beginning to make money. Use the money to travel get yourself established online if you're having start online work, like being a digital nomad. Yeah, you usually don't want to do that though. You don't want to use up all your money, but it helps to first start anyway. If you give yourself a limit and the rest you put in investments or savings or whatever you want to do, yeah, it's a good way to start anyway. In my case, I will have a small part of my pension I can draw from for the first few months. And of course, I will do workaway or house sitting, so which also going to help with the accommodation. So one thing I just have to pay for is the travel, which I'm trying to minimize. Travel when it's not busy. There's lots of resources out there for websites. You can get cheaper travel deals, and you can also have a credit card that gives you points, which goes towards your travel, which makes travel very cheap. And as long as you pay off your credit card every month before they take the interest from your purchase, you should be good. You just have to be smart with it. But this is definitely one way of saving a lot of costs when you travel. You have to, I think the most important part about this solo travel long term is you got to be smart and savvy and do a lot of research on how to save your money. Be very frugal in that department, so then you can enjoy your travel easier. And of course, once in a while, I might stay actually in a hotel or a bungalow, whatever, or Airbnb. The dog has to be walked at a certain time. The cat has to be fed at a certain time. You have to take care of the surroundings. So there's a little bit of a limitation what you can do while you're visiting. These videos and podcast episodes are all self-funded. So I will put a few links, affiliate links, and buy me a coffee link down in the description. And if you feel like you are interested in any of these, go check them out. It would help the channel a lot. It would help to get this going, because I think there's a lot of value in, especially in this group of people, midlife. There is not always they're not always taken very serious. It's usually more the young people that are getting all the credit, but our midlife is just as important, and I think it needs to be more showcased. So to support this would be great to support this podcast or video. So make sure to check out the links below. So now you're on the road or get settled in your routines. You're doing it for a couple of months. You meet people on the road where could be beneficial for you. You can open doors for you. There's lots of opportunities out there. So networking is very important. And you will do it naturally because you're on your own. So you're going to meet people. And of course, make sure you be smart and safe while you're doing it, which I talked about in the first episode. So go check that out and listen what I had to say on that. Another great way is to actually join Facebook groups. There's expat groups with different countries. There's digital nomad groups. There's your age group specific Facebook groups. So there's a lot of contacts you can make and meet different people and learn about different opportunities while you're on the road. And there will be some opportunities to earn money that way as well. You just never know. Of course, if push comes to shove, you probably can get a job somewhere for a while if you're really desperate for money. And I know you're not supposed to work illegally, but sometimes, it happens. So, I don't judge. As long as you're careful with it and you don't want to stay in this country and immigrate into this country, you should be okay not to, to worry about it too much if you do that. In my research, I stumbled upon one lady. Her name is Nora Dunn. She is from Canada originally. She started solo travel in 2006. She sold all the assets she had and started doing the travel full time. In her case, she started a blog and just because back then there wasn't a lot of YouTube or also no digital nomad. That wasn't a thing back then. So this is how she started. She started writing a blog and made slowly. She said it took her a couple of years, maybe back then, I think, to actually make money with the blog. So nowadays, it's easier. You can start a YouTube channel or you can start a podcast about whatever your interests are and what your superpower is, basically. What you want to convey, or what you want to, how you want to serve the people. There you go. That's what I want to say. How you serve your community. You can build a community. That's what I'm trying to do with this. I want to start a community of like-minded, curious women over 50 community, because there's not that much out there, not much information, and there's not a lot of resource out there for us women as we are. And on this channel, there won't be, I'm not an expert, and I'm not, I have no degree or anything in. So all I can tell you is from experience and the research I'm doing, try to inspire you to maybe pursue a similar lifestyle. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you the opportunity to think about it. And maybe you already thought about doing this, and it's just looking for some information and some inspiration to maybe pursue this yourself. In the next few episodes, I'm probably going to talk about if you're solo meaning by yourself, you probably get lonely once in a while, and you might want to date. If you're either, whatever your sexual orientation is, doesn't really matter. Maybe I'll start talking about that a little bit, how I'm planning on taking care of those needs, if at all. Because yes, I'm advocating for solo travel, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be solo forever, because I never really have been solo for very long, single. So I'm sure eventually I will settle down again in a long-term relationship, if that is going to be in the cards, and if the right person is, coming my way, if I attract the right person. And the other episodes are also going to be about our mental and spiritual spiritual health or spiritual, can't think of the word right now. Yeah, just getting in touch with yourself and what to do to improve that, and yeah, which gonna in turn help you with your travels or your lifestyle you want to achieve. Because you have to be in tune with yourself and happy and loving with yourself. Otherwise, you can not sustain any lifestyle, doesn't matter what. And you can't serve anybody else if you can't serve yourself first. So that's my 2 cents on that one. And yeah, what else would we talk about in the next episodes? Well, maybe you can leave me some questions down there. That would be great. And we can really address all the concerns and questions you have. So we can discuss them on this podcast next time. But yeah, that's all for now. So make sure you have a wonderful day. And yeah, I hope we'll talk again real soon in the next episode. Ciao for now.